2024 tax refunds. In today's video, we are going to go over the top notices. These are the notices that the IRS will be sending out to you if your tax refund is delayed and you're under review. So make sure you stay tuned, and welcome back, everyone. So very happy to have you back for another IRS update. Let's get started with the first notice, understanding your CPO-5A notice. This particular notice means that the IRS need more information to support your income and federal tax withholding before they can issue your tax refund. You must respond within 45 days from the date of the notice, and the fastest way to provide any additional information is using the documentation upload tool on irs.gov. Simply type that in the search. You need to gather your supporting documentation, scan or take a photo of those supporting documentation as well as the IRS letter, and finally complete the tool's upload form and proceed to submit your additional documentation. You also have the option to fax your additional or supporting documents using the fax number that will be listed on your IRS notice. Your supporting documentation for this particular notice will be the date you earn your wages, the gross income you receive, and the federal tax withheld for the year shown on your notice. Acceptable documentation for this particular notice includes copies of at least 3 pay stubs, including the end of the year statement. It states do not send a copy of your W-2. Also, you need a letter on the company letterhead from your employer, including your employer's name, address, telephone number, and fax number, and a statement of benefits on retirement income. If you are wondering why your particular tax return was selected for review, the IRS states that they select some tax returns to determine if income, expenses, and credits are being reported accurately. This does not mean that you made an error or were dishonest, and you must allow 60 days from the date you provide your supporting documentation for them to complete the review and issue you your tax refund. Now, CPO-6 notice means the IRS is auditing your tax return, and they need documentation from you to verify the premium tax credit that you claim. They are holding all or part of your tax refund pending the result of this audit because of the discrepancy with your premium tax credit. What you need to do is you need to download and review Form 14950 Premium Tax Credit Verification, as well as download and complete a copy of Form 8962 Premium Tax Credit, and you can use this particular form to calculate the amount of your premium tax credit and reconcile it with any advance payments of the premium tax credit. You can also visit healthcare.gov/taxes for more information on this particular credit. You must send all of your documentations at the same time with all of the supporting documents to avoid any additional delays or confusion. And you can also fax your completed Form 8962 using the fax number listed in your letter. What happens next? The IRS will then send you a letter once they have completed your audit with the results. If the documentation that you provided verified your claim, then they will close your audit and release your tax refund. If they still need additional information from you, then they will update you with an updated audit report. CPO-6 a notice. This particular notice is the same as the CPO6. The IRS is auditing your tax return and they need additional documentation to verify the premium tax credit. So we'll move on to CPO8 notice. This notice says that you may be eligible for the additional child tax credit and you are entitled to a tax refund. What you need to do next is read your CPO8 notice carefully. Complete Form 15110, Additional Child Tax Credit Worksheet. If the worksheet confirms you have at least one qualifying child, then proceed to complete Schedule 8812, Credits for Qualifying Children and Other Dependents. Send your completed forms within 30 days from the date you receive that particular notice, mailing it using the envelope that will be provided. Also, you can electronically use the document upload tool by entering the access code on your notice to provide those forms. The IRS will then review your completed forms. If they deny you the credit, they will send you a letter explaining why. However, if you owe no other amount, you will receive your tax refund within 8 to 10 weeks. If you don't hear from them within 8 to 10 weeks, then you can call the refund hotline. Understanding your CPO9 notice. You may be eligible for the Earned Income Tax Credit, but you did not claim it on your tax return, and that is why the IRS is sending you the CPO9 notice. The next step is to complete the Earned Income Credit Worksheet on Form 15111, Earned Income Credit. If the worksheet confirms that you're eligible for credit, sign and date the form and mail the signed worksheet in the envelope provided with your notice. If the worksheet states you're not eligible, then you do not need to take any further action. Understanding your CP75 notice. This particular notice again means that the IRS is auditing your tax return and they need documentation to verify the earned income tax credit you claim. They are holding the ERC credit and the additional child tax credit. Now, you must read the notice and the enclosed forms carefully. They will explain your next steps. You will have to provide copies of the documentation that the IRS is requesting. Complete the response form by showing which items your supporting documentation addresses and return the form with the documents you are submitting. Understanding your CP75D notice. And again, the IRS is auditing your tax return. They need documentation to verify the income and withholding you reported. This may affect your eligibility for the Earned Income Tax Credit, dependents, and other refundable credits you claim, and they are holding your refund pending the results of the audit. You will have to provide copies of additional information in order for the IRS to make a determination if you are eligible for the credits. Make sure to provide all of the information using the documentation upload tool, which you can find on irs.gov. Simply follow the steps. It will ask you for an access code. If you don't have the access code, you check no, then it will ask you to select from the drop down menu the particular letter that you received. For example, CPO1 identity theft claim verified, CPO1A that they assign you an identity protection personal identification PIN, or CPO1C, account flag for identity theft. These are some of the examples of the choices from the drop down menu. Now, you are receiving a letter from the IRS because you either have a balance due, your refund was changed, they have a question about your tax return, they need to verify your identity, they changed or corrected your tax return, or they are behind in processing your tax return and they need additional time to do so. Remember, the IRS will pay you interest on processing your tax return, and the current interest is 8% compound daily. 45 days from the due date, they will pay you interest on your delayed tax return. And to use the upload tool, you will need the access code that will be provided in your letter, your first and last name, social security number, individual tax identification number, or employer EIN number in order to use that documentation tool on irs.gov. Please share with us in the comments if you did receive one of these particular notices and you had to provide additional information. Did you receive your tax refund already, or are you still waiting? How long you have been waiting? Please share with us in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to come back for more 2024 tax refund updates and breaking news. Bye bye.